Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Taking another look here at Solana. Quick update from earlier this morning when we talked about what was going on. Coin was coming down to this lower level of 54. We've since tested the 53.5 range. Okay, so it's not great, but we are potentially entering the end of this little downtrend here. Again, temporarily. It just depends on how Bitcoin behaves. There's a few things we want to take a look at here. And as we identified earlier, we have a lot of liquidity just above that $60 range, right there, pretty much at exactly $60.02, right? Because again, we can see some liquidations there, but the price hasn't really crossed that level yet. It's having difficulty closing above 58. So that basically implies this lower level here at about 52, 53. A lot of longs are coming in here now. That could be a potential liquidity sweep. So be careful, be aware. With a large amount of volume at that price point or just liquidation, they could very well push the price action down a little further. My speculation is the price will tend to recover here just based on the fact that we have a massive overextension on a lot of time frames and also that resistance at 58. I'm confident we'll probably be able to retest that 58 range here soon. So we'll talk about that and much more and make sure we verify a few things. Also, I got a lot of questions here on my Twitter about our partnership with Bitunix. Quite simple, no VPN, no KYC. Use the link down below. There is a benefit until the 30th of November. You just trade with them using futures. You essentially get a $20 bonus. First 100 spots apply. I think there's a few slots left. So just be mindful of that. Link down below if you use my link already. You probably just have either taken advantage of that or essentially utilize that. All right, so what I want to talk about is the daily time frame, because we discussed this earlier, that we're getting close to 50 in the RSI, potential support level. We're also above the moving averages here, with the exception of today, not closing yet, keep in mind, but right here at that level of about $56 is right where the 20-day SMA is at. Now, it's not to say the sky is going to fall because we closed below that level. It would just be somewhat of a potential shift in momentum, and we want to kind of close above that if possible today. If not, again, not the end of the world, just the fact that we kind of got to be more mindful that the price action is no longer in an ascending trend, or that could be discontinued, essentially letting us know that we just got to be more on guard. Because a lot of times when you have an ascending trend, it's followed by range bound and then possibly down. Okay, so I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that's a possibility. We want to be prepared for it. All right, so moving average convergence, divergence, still diverging, nothing crazy there. Standard stuff, I would just say generally, we're neutral to bearish on the daily time frame because there's not a lot of indications here letting us know the price wants to continue up. Okay, again, with that resistance at 58 level holding fairly strong, I think we're in pretty, I wouldn't say pretty rough shape, but we're not in great shape to assume the price is just going to recover now. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But once more, different time frames do tell us different things, right? So we take a look at the 4-hour time frame here. We're still establishing higher lows if you were to kind of consider a larger spread, right? So if you go back roughly about a full week, we're higher than the previous low. Right now, that's not saying a lot because this is when Bitcoin dumped fairly hard to 34,800, 34.7, right in that range. And a lot of coins fell hard with that. Right now, we're seeing a pretty big red day as well for most alts, so it's not a surprise that the price is pulling back. But if we do look at the 4-hour time frame, I talked about this earlier being a potential bullish sign. Again, I want to emphasize potential because it doesn't mean that the price is going to shoot up, but hitting closer to 30 and having a money flow index very low, when you combine a support level such as 30 or 50 in the RSI and a really low money flow index, the price has a tendency of recovering. We saw that happen before here, where the price continued upwards there. Hypothetically, we could see a very similar scenario. Okay, again, that's more so a consolation though, because again, everything else we look at, MACD still diverging, even though we are starting to see this slight shift in momentum there. It's not massive, but we are starting to see that. Stochastic RSI is converging a little bit here. That's our second convergence, so oftentimes that is a little stronger than most. Again, we got some conflicting info. We are below 3 of the 4 major moving averages though. Okay, so keep in mind, 200 is trailing behind at about 48.50. So rough estimate, that $50 range could be tested again, and the price could come up. Could be somewhat of an elongated W or double bottom, right? Again, a lot of little play out potentials, but right now I am urging you to just kind of take caution, pump the brakes, trying to get too crazy with positions. There's again slightly large probability the price will go up, just based on it being overextended. Because this is what I didn't touch on here yet, but there's something to note. We came down to a 9 here previously, reset another 9 plus overtime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 more candles. So we've hit literally 3 9s in a row on TD sequential. Okay, so it really just implies that the price action shouldn't go much lower, but it doesn't imply that it won't go lower, right? Because if you consolidate, that gives you a nice little reset, and you can come up or down from there. All right, again, a nice little consolation. Same story here as well in the 4 hour. Again, the larger the time frame, the more impactful it is. We saw here previously the price action hits a 9, turns around, hits a 9, turns around, hits a 9, goes down a little bit further, turns around, and then we hit a 7 here, turning around, number 9. Are we going to go back up? Statistically, the probability is higher, right? We also take a look at TD sequential. I haven't looked at it on the daily yet, but we were previously overextended, and now at this point we're kind of in a situation where we're fully reset. We take a look at the weekly too. We're at a 9 on the weekly here, also to the upside. So that does imply further downside has potential. Okay, we have much more potential for that. If we look at its history too, anytime it's hit a 9 on TD sequential on the weekly, it is at least consolidated before it legs up again, or pulls back. Okay, so again, there's not a lot of consistency in that. But the main thing you want to recognize is that the hourly and the 4 hour are both overextended. So a short-term pullback to the upside would make sense. Again, just playing overextension completely. All right. Once more, you don't take a trade based on that, because we take a look here at TD sequential on the hourly. And this really tells us we have all green lights to leave your short position open if you have one open. This isn't super comforting knowing that the lagging span is kind of sort of close to the price action. But generally speaking, there's 3 bearish signs here. 3 confirmational bearish signs, just to kind of reiterate that help you understand that it's not appropriate to take a long position right now. Again, those are just conservative indicators. We put all that together with everything else. Based on overextension, we should see a slight recovery. My expectation is to see a little pull up here to 57, 58, and to potentially come down a little bit lower for maybe an ABC pattern, and we'll see essentially here what that looks like. But again, me personally, I don't like trading coins in this range. This just seems a little too risky to me. I prefer to trade confirmational signs. And right now we have confirmation the price should continue lower. I just don't like shorting into an overextension. Yeah. So again, not going to touch this one here. We are trading this on our Premium Plus group here. We got XRP, AVAX, ETH. Which one is it? There we go. Solana, 22%. Took us 2 days to get that, but we got some nice shorts here as well. So again, cool stuff from our premium group, and also congrats to our regular premium group there. We got Gala 190%, 108% from Terra Classic, Uni short 26, and KNC long for 30. So again, all is well here in that regard. But generally speaking, I would just kind of pump the brakes, trying to get too excited here. I get a lot of people coming over to my community asking for me to recover their portfolio because they've been over trading, and the best way to minimize that is to not trade, right? Trust me, just because you have money in your account doesn't mean you constantly have to spend it. All right, come on, folks. Let's pump the brakes, chill out, relax. Crypto trading is good if you can find the right entry and be a little patient. Those are all things I teach in my academy. Anyways, enough said about that. Thank you so much for watching. Again, make sure to take advantage of this exclusive offer here from Bitunix. Thank you again so much for the offer. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.